Hi, I'm hoping that you're doing well. I am doing well. Thank you for tuning in for yet another episode. My name is Saji, and this is where we get to talk about self improvement, we get to talk about self awareness, we get to talk about so much in regards to, like, getting our or getting to reshape our minds, getting to rewire our minds because we've been through a lot. Most people can really relate to, having to experience traumatic experiences. And I think that's part of life. As hard as it seems for me to say that, oh, yeah. But today, so first of all, if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe so that we can continue growing and continue building this community. And for me, I'm all about, like, positivity when it comes to these podcasts. For me, it's all about, like, you know, creating a safe space, period, where you feel free to comment, you feel free to, just being able to talk to yourself or maybe kind of like understand yourself better. And that's what we're doing today. So today we're going to discuss about, or we're going to figure out self-love and love in general. Yeah. And like I usually say, I usually like discuss these topics based from my own, experiences, and also the sources that I've been able to, like, gather, the research that I've been able to gather in the past, and things that I know about self-love and love, and also like things that we can incorporate and also learn more about, like love. And let's get started. So what is self-love? Or what is love in general? I think, just like any other definition, I believe like love is an ambiguous term. And I believe the main religion is love. There's no um a more huge religion than love. Love is the biggest component of why we are living today and why we are on this earth, I believe, is love. And people kind of like interpret, or maybe people kind of like define love in so many various ways. So how do I define love? I think love for me is, it could be unconditional, it could be conditional, it could be altruistic, it could be pragmatic, it could be, we define love in so many various ways. So for me, love is, or first of all, let me define self-love so I can come to love. I define self-love as being able to meet yourself, or being able to accept who you are, like in the core of who you really are, accepting that, and getting to familiarize yourself with the concept of, like, knowing that there are going to be challenges and also there are going to be hardships. So how are you going to show up? How are you going to still be able to, like, offer yourself love? And what does that mean? So self-love is also like a big term, and I feel like, yeah, like it's such a huge term, and we live in a generation where we kind of like throw around the word self-love. And yeah, nowadays the slogan is self-love, but what is really self-love? And also, like, I really understand that people define self-love in their own various ways, you know and it doesn't make anyone wrong or right. It's just like, yeah, people define self-love in so many various ways. So self-love for me, is being able, or meeting myself at my worst and at my best. And also, like, I'm still figuring out what self-love is. Right now I can define self-love as like taking care of myself, my health, taking which is part of self-love, taking care of myself, what I consume, mentally, what I consume, like my consumption food, um, It could be like your cleanliness, your level of cleanliness, how I kind of like take care of myself as well, take care of my mental health, stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, and if that's how I define self-love, then what is love? What is love for me? I feel like love is we were born out of love. We were born from love. We are literally love. Yeah, we are literally love. We were born out of love. And so we are love itself. And love is just an action. I think it's more than words. It's something that we put into actions, the intentions behind the actions. If you have good intentions, if you have like good, what am I saying? Like being able to, what you feel inside, being able to kind of like project that outwards. Maybe if you're giving that love to yourself, or maybe you're giving that love to someone else, it varies. So I believe love is just the altruistic, pragmatic, unconditional, magnanimous way of meeting yourself and meeting others where they are. And also love could mean letting go of all the things that don't serve you for your highest good as well. That's a form of love. And also being able to know that, or even like coming to a point in your life where like you love yourself so much that you just don't just go with anything. And I feel like protection and preservation of your energy is a form of self-love. Yeah, and yeah, just like I said, love is such an ambiguous term. Like we can't even exhaust the whole topic literally. Yeah, and we're gonna get into it like in the forms of love that I've been able to like incorporate in my life. So, and also when it comes to relationships, when it comes to like platonic relationships, romantic relationships, how all of that like plays a role in our lives and stuff like. And this is something that it's a cliche, like it's something that people know. I'm just trying to like figure out some. Yeah, so basically, people show love in so many various ways. For me, I would say how I receive love or how I would like to receive love is assurance. I love to be reassured. I love to have people who assure me, like you assure me, and I'm verbally communicating like I love to receive such. And also words of affirmation. I think they kind of like correlate in a way. Words of affirmation and assuring someone. Because I think we kind of like gravitate towards what we lacked when we were children, and when we grow up, and I think I've talked about this before, and when we grow up into adults, we are looking for that kind of love. And I came to realize it's not about like looking for that love, it's being able to not even looking for love from someone else. It's you being able to give yourself such kind of a love so that you can attract that kind of a love that you're looking for. So when I say like I love to verbally communicate about like someone assuring me, instead I should be like, what? Mm, let me assure myself first. Let me, um, give myself all these affirmations, be my own safe space. And when I meet someone, it will be easier, like I'll be attracting someone who is not faced by that or by such kind of a like a responsibility, because it is a responsibility in a way. Love is a responsibility, and I feel like we are responsible for how we show up in the world. We are responsible for who we are as individuals. We are responsible for loving ourselves, and I think also that's the biggest role that God has given us, literally, to love ourselves and extend that love towards others, and defining what love means to you. defining what self-love is, defining what that looks for you, and figuring yourself out. And that's why we're here to figure this shit out. So I believe that when we meet ourselves fully, when we are the best, or maybe when we are the highest, like the highest potential, or when we meet the highest, like greatest version of ourselves, is when we unlock love in a way. I don't know if I'm making sense, but that's what's coming to me. Like when we give that love to ourselves, when we are able to shower ourselves with that kind of love that we're looking for from the external world, is when everything gets unlocked. I believe, like when you love yourself so much, everything gets unlocked for you. Whatever you desire, whether it's that car, whether it's that person, whether it's being in a relationship, whether it's just like a career or anything. I feel like it starts with you, because the end goal is just like, it's not even the material stuff. It's more of like the love. Oh, the love. It's about the love, and love is within us. You don't have to go looking for love. Be that love that you're looking for. And there's somewhere that I read that said that we go around searching for love, go around finding love, and we have all the love that we're looking for inside. And once you realize like you are the love of your life, you are the love of your life, literally. Wow. Once you realize like you are the love of your life, anyone else's love or external love or validation means nothing. Honestly, like it doesn't mean anything, because you love yourself so much. You love yourself to the extent that someone not loving you back doesn't faze you, period. And for me, I wanna be in a place where like I'm not settling for anything less. I'm settling for what feels right for me, what feels genuinely good for me, whatever makes me feel safe. I'm settling for kindness. I'm settling for compassion, empathy, self-love. I want to be with someone who loves themselves, and we're able to add onto the relationship. And I feel like it's more of like adding value to someone than taking away their value. It's more of adding value. And once you love yourself, once you know how valuable you are, how worthy you are, you realize like you don't want to settle for anything less. Like your price is too way high. So by the way, this is something that I really believe in. Like have a standard. Really have a standard. For real. Have a standard. Have a price. Don't have it like your price is too way high for you to be settling for something less. Like love yourself so much that you're not settling. Because I feel like people who settle, they either don't love themselves or they're not in tune with who they are yet. That's what I think. But love yourself so much that you're willing to let go of relationships that don't serve you for your highest good. Be willing to let go of careers, jobs that don't fulfill you. And I think love also correlates to being happy. When you love yourself, you are happy. Not all the time per se. There will always be challenges in life, sad moments, difficult moments, hard moments. But love makes those moments easier when you love yourself, when you know what you really want from relationships, from careers, from literally anything in life. And I think this video is just like a reminder, literally. Like I'm always here to just remind myself, girl, like, this is just a reminder, literally. Yeah, and wow, what a wonderful world that we live in. The world is wonderful. The world is so amazing, filled with amazing people, filled with just people who are operating from a place of love. The support system. There are people who believe in love so much that they're willing to give everything that they have to support other people and see people flourish. And I want to unlock that kind of love. Like, love should be magnanimous. Like, I cannot save the world. I cannot save anyone. People can only save themselves. People can only fix themselves. But the world needs us to love ourselves a little more better, a little more. The world really demands us to be the best versions of ourselves, and take that responsibility with so much, like with so much care, with so much seriousness, you know, because there's a lot going in the world. There's a lot of negative stuff, a lot of like violence. There are people who we may not be in the same realities, we may not be in the same um, journeys, but there's one message. There's only one message, which is loving yourself more, being kinder to yourself, being compassionate, forgiving yourself when, yeah, like forgiving yourself when you fall short of things like you used, like or things that you used to think that you wouldn't fall short to, and giving yourself grace, giving yourself so much room to improve, giving yourself so much room to be yourself, authenticity. And also, like, we find like authenticity is really, really being thrown around in this era. And I'm really an advocate for authenticity. But I believe also authenticity is you showing up as who you are, no matter what people say, no matter how cringe people find you. You just show up as who you are, literally. And no one can really define what authenticity means to you. No one can really define what confidence looks to you. No one can really define who you are. You define who you are. You just, we the audience, we the fans, or we the friends, or the family, or the relatives, we are here to take it all in and accept you and respect you for who you are. And trust me, authenticity doesn't miss a mark when you are truly authentic and really defining what that means to you. Because like, people you find like people tend to be authentic, then they hear this word authenticity, then they start to perform being authentic. And I feel like I've been a victim to that, where like I didn't think I was authentic, because people are saying, it was a thing, like you should be authentic, you should do this, you should. And there's so much pressure with that word, and so many other things, like it's so pressuring to be authentic. If you're not yourself, you not attract, or you will not be this, or you will not, or these people are not gonna like you. And the whole point of being authentic is people not liking you, people not understanding where you're coming from. And only you can define that, because you are your own best friend, and people are not gonna like you, people are not gonna like me. And that's okay. Like, be okay with people not liking you, people not finding you attractive, people not finding you witty, people not finding you. And that's love. Like, you love yourself so much that you don't need validation, you don't need external approval, external validation, and stuff like that. So I would really encourage you to love yourself a little more harder this time. I would really encourage you to don't fight, just be who you are. Literally, I don't know what to say about, I don't know what to add about like how you can love yourself. But what I would say is define what love really means to you. So long as you're not having like malicious intent or bad intentions and you're not here to hurt other people, define what that looks for you. And I think that's a game changer. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your time. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment something. We're still here, still growing, still evolving, still improving on things. Even me, I'm learning so much. I am, you know, um, I'm taking my own advice. I have really good advices and I don't take my advices, but now I've come to learn like I want to really like implement my own advices. And that's it from me. Yeah, have yourselves an amazing, whether it's a day, whether it's night, whatever you are,